Yeah, we're doing this again. Being simulated from 2014 all the way to 2025 on FIFA 15 to see what happens in the world of football. Who'll be the Premier League winners, Champions League winners, world champions, and who ends up in prison again. And to be honest, from what I saw through the experiment, every season kept on getting weirder and weirder and weirder than the last. Also, subscribe to Enlarge Your Penis. Let's go. This is the part of the video they talk about my name.
Predator on the loose. I didn't know Adam Johnson was still around.
If it wasn't for whatever he did, he would just be a normal black guy.
No black guy is normal, John. That's the first thing you should know about society. Man City decided to sell it all. They sent Aguero to Real Madrid for about the 5th time. Aguero always goes to Real Madrid. He always goes to Real Madrid. Lloris fucks off from Tottenham to Juventus. This might be the best career move that could ever happen in Season 1. Because you take the World Cup and Hugo Lloris doesn't really have anything on trophy room wise. And now he's on to guarantee himself Italian league titles. And also Edin Dzeko goes back to the Bundesliga via Borussia Dortmund. Musa! Ahmed Musa! He was only 21. He looks 56. By the way, John, do your job, please.
I can't read because it's so pixelated. That's 5'6".
So what are you gonna do with that information?
5'6". How are you compared to him? Huh?
Same, but I'm not black.
That's a good point. It's this striker always having 94 overall.
I swear that's the same overall that he had last time we did this. Why? I didn't even change shit. I just got the game and plugged into my PS4. Why? Why is Neymar at Arsenal? No. Why is Neymar at Arsenal? Why is Neymar at Arsenal? What the fuck? What the fuck? We've been through one summer transfer window. One. Why wasn't that mentioned?
Maybe it was for free. I don't know why it would be, but
why for free? How can Arsenal convince Neymar to join from Barcelona for free? Literally, all I did this morning was wake up, have an energy drink like I always do, take a shower, play with my dick for 5 minutes, and then load up FIFA 15. That's all I did. Literally all I did. This is actually the first time that a transfer like this happened. I've never seen Iron Robin be transferred on any game like this. Like, even on all FIFAs. I've never seen Robin leave Bayern Munich. So this is actually one of the rarest things in a fucking game. He goes to Barcelona for £19 million.
At the summer transfer window.
Despite Barcelona having Messi on the right wing. Yeah.
Maybe Messi's not there. Maybe he died.
Maybe.
I mean, we did say we would make a shorts where he became gay, so probably he just gave up on football. Imagine the song just ended there. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
That's it.
Like a plastic bag, like a plastic bag.
Alright, Man City won the Premier League with, is that 97 points? That's 97 points. They just sold Aguero and Dzeko. Who the fuck they have? Man United is 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Arsenal 4th, Everton 5th with 75, Newcastle 6th. Look at your team. You're so fucking shit.
I mean, 2015 was our worst season, right?
No surprise, Watford, Nottingham Forest get 95. Wait, Nottingham Forest get 95 points, and then Norwich City Norwich City getting 94. Yeah, they got promoted that year. So did Watford, but Nottingham Forest getting 95 points. Wasn't that the time Nottingham Forest just like not trying to get into League One? PSG clean League One, but Marseille actually got kind of close. Bayern, even though without Robin, is still too much. They get 85 points and only lose 3 games all season. Dortmund 2nd. Juventus, it's just fucking insane. Why I'm making these videos again?
Let's look at that Man City starting lineup, because how they win the league without both their strikers. Every end of the season, we have to check the squad of the first team.
Barcelona get 91 points because they have fucking Messi, Suarez, and Robin. Real Madrid 2nd, but Bilbao in 3rd. That's a nice change of pace. Atletico Madrid 4th, Sevilla 5th. Listen, most of the time it would either be Sevilla or Valencia trying to fight for the Liga BBVA title, the La Liga title. The only thing that I haven't seen on the 6 videos that we did on this, like, according to FIFA videos, is a team outside of Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid winning La Liga. We've never seen a club like coming from like Sevilla, Bilbao, Sociedad, Valencia winning La Liga. It's just been the same 3 every single season. Okay, Inter Milan won the Europa League, but what the fuck are Real Madrid doing there? They just bought Aguero and they just got dumped into the... Wait, is that whole city in the quarterfinal?
You understand that the quarterfinal was Real Madrid against Man City in the Europa League.
I didn't even fucking check that. Why? Why you two got dumped? What happened? Real Madrid got dumped in a group with Monaco and Napoli. Man City got dumped in the group with Bilbao and Zenit. How can you draw 4 times?
They drew 4 times.
In a group like this is an Europa League group. And the fact that both of them couldn't even fucking win. Man City go as far as Hull City. Alright, you said to check Man City's starting 11. The striker, I'm guessing, is not showing. I guess we'll never know who the striker is. Literally the same Hull City squad that was back then. And they got quarterfinals of the Europa League. These random ass motherfuckers like Brad Jones to get to fucking like 80 something overall. It's the same people. Why are these same people that have no potential in the game always get to stupid rating? Why? No. No.
We're really going for the pedo speed run here.
Javi Martinez, probably the most forgettable centre-back ever to grace European football. Mental to think, back in FIFA 15, this guy used to be like 85 rated. I genuinely think no one knows who this motherfucker is watching the video. They don't know who he is. Jackson Martinez goes to Zenit. It is nice to see like Russian teams actually investing. Because Zenit can actually do something in this whole thing. And then Joãozinho. I remember that in FIFA 15 Ultimate Team. I used to use Joãozinho on a Russian league team, I believe. He was pacey, and that's it. Alright, Axel Witsel, the Fellaini with more anorexia. He goes to Valencia, but Valencia instead sell probably their most promising player, Simon Feghouli, to Manchester United. If I want to be realistic, this won't make a difference to anything, but hopefully works out on Valencia's favors. And Zenit strengthen even more their squad with Christian Benteke.
Yeah.
We did something! Oh wow!
I mean, you're still without European football. Like your club's still pretty shit. But you're partnering Kevin De Bruyne with Steven Gerrard. If you don't manage to get at least Champions League, that's a fucking flop. That's so fucking bad. Dries Mertens at Newcastle. I even forgot that Chicha used to be at Real Madrid on the season that FIFA 15 was on. But he was actually on loan from Manchester United. So he's back at Man United now. I love FIFA 15 on the case that potentials and age don't matter at all compared to the FIFAs we know today. Iron Robin is now approaching his 33rd birthday, and he grew an overall. John, you control your club, please. You're moving a bit too mad.
You just have to place me, okay? And he's guessing you.
Okay, your club actually did it. You got third. Fair play, John. Man City did it again. 88 points this time. Chelsea second. Liverpool third. Man United fourth. Spurs and Arsenal out there. Neymar is sent to the Europa League. Cardiff, Watford and Nottingham Forest relegated. The things you would expect. Holy shit. Holy shit. I've never seen a club of any division in world football get so many points. And it's fucking Swans! PSG win Ligue 1. Bayern win the Bundesliga. Juventus win Serie A. You see why I don't trust Bilbao in Valencia, in Sevilla, in Villarreal, or any other club. I never trusted them in the first place. Champions League was won by Barcelona, but Bilbao make it to the semis. Quarterfinal was between Bilbao and CSK Moscow. CSK Moscow knocked out Real Madrid. You're flopping so hard on this video, it's absurd. But if you could make it to the semis of the Champions League, how the fuck can you get 6th in La Liga? It's so cringe. Europa League was won by AC Milan. Not even Man United could do it. Man City for the second year in a row get relegated to the Europa League. How can you get dumped 2 years again in the bounce of the Champions League group stages? Got finally sacked. I need to find me a new house. I was earning 23 grand a week, by the way. So my choices are stay in Russia with something called Mordovia Saransk, or go to Blackpool. I don't need to say anything. I'm staying in Russia. Season 3 begins with Portuguese midfielder André from Vitória Guimarães. You notice how I say André? That's his actual name. André. Kevin Mirallas, the most forgettable winger of all time to set foot in the Premier League, going to Bayern Munich for £16 million. And FIFA20 terrorist Wissam Ben Yedder goes from Toulouse to Lille. Literally the only move around here that could actually happen. But according to the police, it might not happen anytime soon until Ben Yedder drops the soap in the prison. Dzeko chose to do a second move in a row. Now is the January transfer window of 2017. And Dzeko's off to PSG. On this perspective, I believe Zlatan just retired. But I'm going to check their team just to see if Cavani isn't around as well. Bayern do have Neuer, but they just signed Aki Fev for the laughs. Literally Vladimir Putin's second cousin just to stay in net. And also Anthony Modeste, the man that refuses to retire. He's from Hoffenheim to Lazio for 14 million. No. Ibra's well truly alive. He's just a bit lower rated than usual. But he's still truly alive. Whilst PSG trying to win anything, having their right back and left back be below 77. Maxwell is literally 71 and still starting a game. Just looking at QPR's team that are still stranded in the Premier League for some weird reason. I cannot find a decent evidence on how QPR are staying afloat in the Premier League with a League One squad.
What is the name? Modric. Becoming part owner of Swansea. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, the people in Discord never disappoint on trying to get the best out of me. Which is also really good timing for you to join our Discord servers. Man City have gone 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Yeah. Chelsea second, again. Man United third, Arsenal fourth. Spurs 5th, Everton 6th, and Liverpool 7th. If Swansea finishes in the top 10 again, I'm gonna put my own head in my own penis and give myself a blowjob. How the fuck did Wigan get into the Prem? Explains by the 0 wins all season and the 10 points they accumulated. Why the fuck are Wigan there? Watford go up alongside Middlesbrough, and it's up to Norwich, Burnley, Reading, and Wolves to decide the last spot. Marseille wins Ligue 1. It finally happens. Season 3, 95 points. PSG's reign is over. Oh, it took us to Bayern and Dzeko, and their whole club fell apart. Bayern still win the Bundesliga, and to still win Serie A. Wait. I can finally cover the Portuguese league for the first time. Braga won their first league title ever. Sporting Club Braga won their first Portuguese league title in forever. Gone are the days of the main three. It's finally different. It's finally different. You shouldn't care about this, but I do. I simulate too many of these seasons, and I've never seen something like this. Real Madrid 98 points. I don't. The Champions League was won by Barcelona beating Chelsea 2-1 in the final. Courtesy of Man City actually joining the Champions League for a change, but they got knocked down in the round of 16. But at least they don't get dumped into the Europa League with all the Thursday night peasants. And normal stories resumed. Sevilla win the Europa League again. Although the Russian teams are actually getting a bit nicer now. We had a quarterfinal with Spartak Moscow and Zenit, with Spartak Moscow getting the favorite. Also, Everton getting to the semi-finals. That's a decent shout, but they don't really do anything, so we're just gonna keep it quiet. I want to check Braga's squad, because I never saw a club outside of the top 3 of Benfica, Sporting, and Porto winning the Portuguese league. I never got to. Okay, so apart from Rafa in the left wing, which I believe was a former Benfica winger, Pardo, I think the Colombian winger on the right, not really much to shout about at Braga. It's just a pretty bang average squad around with kind of decent wingers. And then the top class Rafa in the left. Tika Musonda is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Honestly, I no. Out of Sigurdsson being the mad dog that he is, wanting little kids, he actually grew to be one of the best midfielders in the history of the sport. 87 rated with 98 shot power, 96 long shots, 96 short passing, and 94 ball control. There's only one ball control that this boy is capable of doing, and I ain't talking about the football. It's how the fuck is Raja Nainggolan? How the fuck is Raja Nainggolan still a Stoke City midfield? What does... Don't you want to be happy? Meanwhile, age is not slowing down Iniesta's proven potential at all. In fact, it grew on overall since we started this video. Ibra's still being the thing at PSG. Don't mind them, because they just bought Lewandowski for $85 million. So some twat named O'Neal, he left Burnley for Roma. Can you imagine the difference in anything in his life going from Burnley to Rome, Italy. The transfer that would actually make sense. The Nainggolan bit doesn't, but the Tosun, yeah. It's perfectly normal for Stoke to splash out for someone again. I'm gonna leave you with this image to showcase how stupid this game. Thank fuck his contract expiring. I cannot await to see Neymar leaving Arsenal. Neymar being at Arsenal is complete time waste for everyone involved. Do you really think Neymar can thrive into the environment of the Emirates Stadium with Arsene Wenger? Do you think Arsene Wenger can bring the best of Neymar's football? I mean, he can revive the careers of peasants like Thierry Henry or Dennis Bergkamp or all those like minnows and bang average players, but Neymar is a complete different story. Being able to work with Neymar, you need to actually be able to control ego, and to be able to control this ego is completely unnatural. You're not gonna do it. There is specific scenarios that I think to myself, watching this. These are the top 3 deals that happened in the January transfer window of 2018. Mario Fernandes going from CSK Moscow to Rome. $14 million, okay. Why are the other 2 deals of under £1 million that no one would give a fuck? These are just minuscule clubs working in budgets made for poor people. John, I want you to predict who won the Premier League. And if you do predict, I'm gonna donate $500 to a charity of your choice. And there's one thing that I hate most than people, and it's donating to charity.
I think it's Man City, man.
Chelsea won it with 94 points. Liverpool got second with 89. Man City now finished 3rd with 86, a full 8 behind the leaders. And Man United in 4th, Everton are 5th, but a 5th that is just consolation, literally 14 points behind 4th. Neymar needs to leave Arsenal. Neymar really needs to leave Arsenal. Remember when I'm talking about QPR having a League 1 squad? How the fuck they're still finishing 10th? 3 same that got up, or the 3 same that go down again. Watford, Middlesbrough and Reading. The Premier League is becoming more boring than the Premier League we know today. There's no relegation battle at all. And the same 3 are probably going to go up again. Norwich, Burnley, and one of Crystal Palace, Leicester, Cardiff, or Derby. I mean, one Easter egg is Bury finishing in 24th in the Championship. Bear in mind, Bury have been buried. They've been dead since 2019. Borussia Dortmund win the Bundesliga! Yes! Yes! It happened! Juventus win Serie A. Okay, not all roses, but Dortmund winning the Bundesliga saved the shit ton. Real Madrid wins La Liga. The Champions League was won by Borussia Dortmund. They beat Real Madrid in the final. Now we actually need to check Borussia Dortmund's squad because I mean, probably still has Royce, but Aubameyang maybe, but far few in between. Meanwhile, the Europa League was won by Bilbao. They can't really most a challenge in La Liga, but they can win the Europa League at the very least. They beat Inter Milan in the final. Remember when I said they had Aubameyang? He's still 77 rated. I mean, Royce is 89, Kagawa is 85, you got Gundogan 84. But then this is one of the best defenses in Europe. You take Schmelzer off, and then you have Piszczek a solid 82, but then Socrates 85, Hummels a captain at 89, Matt Hummels at 89, and then Weidenfeller at 87, despite being 45 years old himself. Alex Song is still a thing.
Against my will, I will talk over the Russia World Cup of 2018. There were honestly no surprises, although Turkey did beat Spain on penalties. They could do that in real life if they bothered to get to a World Cup themselves. The semifinals brought France doggy fucking Italy and Germany passing the test of Belgium's prime golden generation. As it was in the last year's video, the final was again World War II Day. And once again, France came on top of the world thanks to Griezmann's winner. He dabbled on the final and pulled his cock out in front of a 7-year-old girl. You go, Antoine, get the bad bitch, bro. I am tired of working for Lucas, so I am jumping off a cliff by the time I am done with this script.
Alvaro Morata, the most expensive transfer of the summer transfer window 2018. PSG, another striker to PSG for £61 million. The last time someone was that brain dead into buying Morata for such a stupid amount of money, I'm not gonna say anything. Although Bayern kinda wanted to follow suit because they just bought out Balotelli of Liverpool, pretty much clearing him off the baggage of him setting fireworks in his own house and arriving late for training. But the most surprising, Homeron. I want to see who Homeron is. Venezuelan striker Simon Homeron. At 84 rating, leaving Dynamo Moscow to Manchester City. This is something so rare, I know for a fact is not going to happen ever again. Dynamo Moscow was holding on an 84 rated striker who's now at Man City. It's actually crazy as shit. Plus, he's Venezuelan. A striker like that, not being Josef Martinez or Salman Rondon, and being that expensive. Arsenal reinforced their front line with Paulo Dybala from Palermo. He finally got rescued. And apparently Donald completes quick-fire move to Elche. Bitch, who the fuck's Donald? Who the fuck is Donald? Mitchell Donald.
McDonald.
Bro, this guy looks so funny. This guy looks funny, fam. Also, there's Ribeiro Leão from Valencia to Chelsea, a region player. Finally, region players appearing here.
Go back. There's the same guy. They're the same guy.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same guy. They're just so black and so bold. They're so much alike. They're literally wearing the same shirt. They're wearing the same shirt as well. End of season 5. Chelsea wins with 97 points. They do a Man City. Meanwhile, Man City themselves failed to get top 4. Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal clear up. Tottenham 6th, Everton 7th. QPR, still with that shit squad, manages 9th. But we kind of have a first, people. A team that went up didn't go down. I think it was Crystal Palace. They finished 14th. But the other two, Burnley, Norwich, they go down alongside Hull City. We finally have something different. Derby County wins the championship. Marseille wins Ligue 1 again. I might have to check their squad later because 90 points in Ligue 1 and bettering PSG, investing millions in their squad is something special. Oh shit! Borussia Dortmund first, Wolfsburg second, and Bayern Leverkusen in third. Munich only get 4th. Bayern Munich only get 4th in the Bundesliga. Still good enough for Champions League though, but... And AC Milan wins Serie A with Inter Milan second. Juventus slipped to third. These leagues are... They're doing it! They're doing it! It's finally happening! Real Madrid do 4 league titles in a row. But, caveat, little thing in mind, Valencia finishes second with 86. The closest ones to the competition from Real Madrid. Well, Real Madrid do the Champions League as well. They might have done a treble, I don't know. I don't know who won the Copa del Rey, but they win the 2019 Champions League, beating Bayern in the final. Well, Bilbao do double. Literally do the double. They won the Europa League again against Napoli. There's one dark horse that we can take at least from this whole thing is Bilbao. And I probably need to check their team as well. I'm gonna guess Gignac at top. Florian Thauvin, who won the World Cup with France. Dimitri Payet still in the middle. Wait, this is completely different. Bilbao have one of the most unbalanced squads I've ever seen in my life. So it starts with Iraizos at 76 in goal. Bear in mind, one of the key things for AI simulation in FIFA is to have a great goalkeeper. Usually the best clubs that do in these experiments have the best goalkeepers in the game. But to win 2 Europa Leagues in a row and to win the UEFA Super Cup with a 76 rated keeper is something special. And then a 73 rated centre back, a 77 rated left back whose name is a brand of a shoe. Man City, Man City, Juventus, Danilo, who's not playing Brazilian football. Yeah, him. 84 rated at right back. Bear in mind, Bilbao are just known for signing players of their own region. So them getting a Brazilian, just them breaking their own law. Isn't DeMarcus the right back? I swear DeMarcus is the right back. What the fuck is he doing there? But then Susaeta at 85 in the right. And then Ike Munain at 87 on the left. This is one of the most unbalanced squads I've ever seen in my life. Mignolet is 84. I'm gonna die. Biggest transfer of 2019 is Papadopoulos from Schalke to Arsenal, a Greek player. Samir Nasri from Man City to PSG. This is the transfer that can mostly happen if Samir Nasri kept his professionalism, right? And then Sanson from Sassuolo to Sunderland. My biggest question is not even who's Sanson. My biggest question is where the fuck does Sunderland find 15 million quid to spend on someone? Neymar fucking renewed with Arsenal. He actually did it. He renewed with I want to die. Oh! So now it makes a lot more sense on why Dortmund won the Bundesliga. A weapon like Victor Ibarbo. A weapon like him being available on a place like the Bundesliga. I mean, no one. Steroid covering your tracks everywhere. It's literal sweat. Definition of sweat. I think I found Suarez regen. I didn't even know he actually retired because I thought it was a bit too early for him to retire. He didn't retire. He's still at Barcelona and still a 90 rating. So that biggest coincidence I've ever seen in my life. There is a Uruguayan striker at Barcelona at 83 rating with the potential of growing to the best footballer in the world. Leandro Castro. Yeah, Cavani's still at PSG and still at 85. It makes no sense. It's just some random Uruguayan regen. Or youth academy player, I don't know. He just appeared at Barcelona and now he's just chilling. Enrique Sosa Peña as well at Granada seems to be the fastest growing right back in history. John, please look at my screen. We enter COVID times in 2020 with Chelsea lifting 3 in a row. United second, City third, Arsenal fourth, Liverpool again outside the top 4. Has Spurs gone top 4 yet? I've never seen Spurs in the Champions League so far. PR and fucking Swansea still survive. And the 3 that come up are the 3 to go straight back down. Wolves, Watford and Derby. Derby managed to be a bit better the last time they were here, but not by much. PSG go back to winning Ligue 1. Bayern go back to winning the Bundesliga. If Juventus won as well, oh my god. You know who won the Mexican League, John? America. Final is the same final that was last season. There's no purpose on this. Either way, now it's at least a different result. Bayern win the Champions League. Although, we do have Marseille reaching the semi-finals, knocking out Juventus and Liverpool. You only had one job, Liverpool. Roma! I've signed so many different specimens of humans so far. They win the Europa League, beating Sporting Lisbon in the final. Although that, again, great performances from the Russian teams. Dynamo Moscow getting in there and Zenit getting to the semi-finals. If only they couldn't been banned from UEFA because of something we may know.
Yeah, man, fuck. I am hooked on laughing gas and gonna talk about Euro 2020, you fucking pushio. That's laughing gas, you bitch. Wales made to the last 8 before Bale started crying getting knocked out by Italy so he could go back to golfing with his cuz. There was a quarter-final between Greece and Ireland, with the Irish somehow by divine intervention and by the referee knocking them out. Ireland went crazy cuckoo bananas, made to the final, and all standing on their way was Italy. And as real life happened, the Italians beat them thanks to Simone Zaz's winner. A defeat that made the Irish guy commit suicide right after the final whistle.
Same Luke O'Neill that decided to win Roma actually came back England via Arsenal. No wonder. Look at him. Homel from Spartak Moscow joins Valencia, but also one of the weirdest ones that we're probably going to ever see. Vargas from Nacional. Atlético Nacional from Colombia. How the fuck do you end up being scouted by Spartak Moscow? How different would that change of pace be for your own sake, family's sake? Imagine bringing your kid, your Colombian child, raising born and bred in Medellin, Colombia, to then get brought to the wind, wet, and snow of Moscow winter. Can you imagine the transition? One day you're feeling the sunlight, one of the most dangerous hoods South America ever known, and now you're bringing him to a big dinty apartment in Moscow. And mostly because I chose to do this type of thing in the Russian league whilst I watch everything else happening on the background. It kind of makes sense that the game would trigger more transfers happening in the Russian league compared to other leagues around that level. Still, it does explain a lot of the Russian teams getting a lot further in European competitions, but they are a lot further, but none of them have won anything so far. Take the Marquinhos transfer to Arsenal away from this window, and all that's left is a Russian team selling Canu to Malaga, and Vere going from I'm guessing Perugia in Italy to Levante, and that's it. That's it. You can literally make a YouTube shorts summing up this transfer window. Side note, Luke O'Neill is actually pretty good, right? He's actually turned alright against all my expectations. Why the fuck is a Swansea player being found in a world-class quality of players? Why the fuck is a Swansea player here? What is this kind of magical curse? This shouldn't be happening. Meanwhile, James does what James does in these old FIFAs. Just becomes the best player in world football. Chelsea win 4 in a row and 98 points. United got 96. Only good enough for second. 30 wins all season and only good enough. Man City, Arsenal finished top 4 with Everton 5th. Spurs 6th and Liverpool 7th. And like expected, Leeds and Wigan go down, but surprisingly, West Brom finally go down with 15 points. I think Norwich City came up with them, so, I mean, fair play Norwich, you survived at least one season. Bayern Leverkusen, yes! A different winner. Bayern Munich as well, fourth. Get fucking destroyed. And now Real Madrid or Barcelona won La Liga. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Bayern go back-to-back. They win the 2021 Champions League against Chelsea in the final, beating Bayer Leverkusen in the semis. Probably the surprise of the season. Porto win the Europa League. I don't even know who the fuck is at Porto, by the way. Although that, even though they also destroyed they destroyed Tottenham 7-0. Southampton knocked out Villarreal, knocked out Hoffenheim, and managed to get to the semis of the Europa League. That's a fucking journey, bud. On the World Class tab, I found a striker from Preston named Jamie Pond. I can't do this anymore. I'll fucking quit. PSG keep moving too mad and they need to be stopped. They just signed the Uruguayan regen Castro for £70 million from Barcelona.
Same region, but
I mean, yeah, it could be a youth
no
academy.
actual decent Uruguayan.
Also, Papadopoulos, he still managed to grind big moves elsewhere. He goes from Schalke to Arsenal, now Arsenal to PSG for 30 million, and then Wortrecht from Montpellier to Bayer Leverkusen. Why is Andre Kamaric appearing on the World Class tab? Now, Chelsea's team, it makes a lot more sense on why they've just won 4 Premier Leagues in a row.
You should look at the right back though.
Yeah, you take Dabo out of the equation. It's Courtois in net, Javi Martinez, Azpilicueta, Luka Modric, Fabregas, Hazard at 90, Oscar at 88, never went to China, William at 85, Costa at 88. Oh my god. This is literally prime Mourinho Chelsea out here. Liverpool still keep on maintaining this weird ass fucking pyramid 3 at the back formation. They don't even have fullbacks. I mean, Moreno's a fullback, but Markovic isn't.
They're just spending 90 million on a player.
This Real Madrid team. Okay, so Modric wasn't there. So that midfielder at Chelsea.
There's another itch.
Yeah. It wasn't even Kovacic, because Kovacic was at Inter. Keylor Navas can grow. This team is literally unbeatable. This team is honestly unbeatable. What can you do facing this team? What can you actually do? I'm not going to waste time on the January transfer window of 2022. I'm just not. I refuse. Finally! Man United win their first Premier League title on this whole shit. Arsenal second. Chelsea third, Spurs fourth. So all that means is Tottenham qualifies for the first time to the Champions League. City sixth. I mean, judging by the squad we've seen, yeah, it makes complete sense. Leicester City, West Ham, and Middlesbrough relegated. Reading survived. How the fuck did Reading survive? PSG, Ligue 1. Schalke wins the Bundesliga. We're getting a new, different winner every season, boys. Juventus wins Serie A. Okay, the Bundesliga is doing us the most favors, so let's go. 102 points. Isn't this the same final of last season, but now with a different outcome that Chelsea? Stop having the repetitive finals. I think Bayern just been on the last 4 European finals. But surprisingly, Galatasaray made the quarterfinals and Ajax made the semis. Everton did something. They won the Europa League. They beat Porto's last season champions. It's so fucking weird seeing Leicester on there, considering how shit they've been.
I'm watching you World Cup in Qatar 2022, and we were officially crowning a new world champion, with the last 4 teams being Shakira's Switzerland, Hazard's Belgium, Robin's Netherlands, and Anfiev's Russia. Final was set, and since Russia started injecting horse hormones into every player, Zuba and Kyrgyz have scored to make Russia the newly crowned world champion. Who is laughing now, Ukraine? Suck your mom.
Chelsea win the Premier League, City go down to 7th. Somehow QPR still survives, somehow Derby still survives. Blackburn lead, Sunderland all relegated. PSG, fuck you. Bayern, fuck you more. Roma, thank you. I forbid talk about this league anymore, I'm done. PSG win their first Champions League on penalties against Bayern. Bear in mind, this is the 7th Champions League that Bayern have been in a row. Great caveat, Everton made the quarterfinals. Big deal, you just knocked out Ajax. Brighton could do that. But Newcastle won the Europa League. Newcastle beat Napoli in the final, and actually a great journey, to be fair. But this wasn't the Newcastle of the millions. This was Newcastle with Mike Ashley, so depression was like an everyday thing. As much as we've seen Bayern be so dominant, they have some holes. To be fair, this is the best defense in Europe. Neuer is 92. That's done. It's done. For the first time in 10 years, Everton qualified to the Champions League via actual Premier League table. But for the first time in 10 years, Liverpool win the Premier League. Real life was 2020. Holy shit, they had to wait 34 years to win this fucking thing. Spurs finish as low as 9th. Man City keep on stagnating. QPR still surviving. Hull City, Derby County and Leicester City relegated. Olympique Lyonnais wins Ligue 1. And now you're just seeing a psychotic man try to speak French. And for all the understood French out there, here goes this sentence. Mon chien est déprimé. Bayern win the Bundesliga, fuck off. Roma starts a dynasty in Serie A. They win Serie A again for the second year in a row. There's still time to commit suicide, you know. There's still time for me to jump off a building. It's the 8th final they've got in 10 years. And the maddest thing is, they've only won twice. They could have had 8 Champions Leagues to add to their already existing 5 at the time of FIFA 15's launch. They could have been sitting comfortably with 13 Champions Leagues, but they lost to Real Madrid this time. Funnily enough, PSV Eindhoven knocking out Wolfsburg and Arsenal to get to the semi-finals. There's always a surprise, I think. AC Milan beat Borussia Mönchengladbach to win the Europa League. Although Everton are getting to the top 4 of these Europa Leagues quite consistently. They're actually doing alright. The Lyon squad might be the one that hasn't changed in years. Lacazette is their star man, as it was at the time. Then it's Benzia, Grenier. So pretty much a lot of wonder kids at the time that were behold as wonder kids, like Umtiti, Gonalons. Roma's squad is interesting. So the striker, right wing, dumb. Kevin Strootman, Pjanic carrying the midfield with Viviani. Who the fuck is Viviani? But then, who's Vetko? Apparently he was one of the best centre-backs in the world. Okay, it's either a regen or an actual youth academy protege. Holy shit, he's a superstar. After 2 fucking days, I arrive into 2025. Liverpool, just like probably real life, win the Premier League title. But Manchester United in 2nd, yet tell them to the folks at home. Arsenal 3rd, Spurs 4th, Chelsea 5th, Everton 6th, Southampton 7th, and Man City all down to 8th. QPR managed to survive every single season, I think. Every single season QPR managed to survive. Fortunately, Norwich, Leeds and Fulham don't meet the same fate. They're relegated. Derby County and Reading will play Premier League football next season alongside Bolton, Watford, Hull City and Middlesbrough. One of the 4. Yeah, the Lyon dominance is over. Just PSG took it after 1 year absence. I love raping children. Roma keep on the dynasty. 3 Scudettos in a row for Roma. That centre-back doing them a favour. That German centre-back doing them a favour, bro. Real Madrid win the last Champions League, although Leverkusen gave it a pretty good go. Final Europa League was won by Chelsea, beating PSV Eindhoven in the final.
All right, little kids, here come the Ballon d'Or winners. 2014 was Ronaldo. 2015 was Messi. 2016 was Bale. 2017 was James Rodriguez. 2018 was Roos. 2019 was James Rodriguez again. 2020 was Lewandowski. 2021 was Neuer. 2022 was Hazard. 2023 was Lewandowski. 2024 was James Rodriguez. And finally, 2025 was James Rodriguez for the 4th time. Haha, and gosh, I have some funny dreams about koala bears too. Hot dog! Let's keep having fun, pal!
Ela senta na pica branca. Ela senta na pica preta. Ela senta na pica branca. Ela senta na pica preta. Ela queria ter 2 bucetas e sentar ao mesmo tempo na branca e na preta. Ela queria ter 2 bucetas, 2 bucetas, 2 bucetas.